All right, let's just jump right in. For forever, really, we've thought of aging as this thing you just can't fight. It's inevitable, right? But what if it's not? I mean, what if we could do more than just hit pause on the clock? What if we could actually wind it backwards? That's what we're talking about today. The wild science trying to give us, well, a real-life superpower.
This whole idea, for me, it started with a really simple question. My daughter asked me, "Dad, how does a lizard just grow its tail back after it falls off?" And it hit me. Why can't we do that? Seriously, what if we could somehow tap into that same power?
I know, it totally sounds like something out of a superhero movie. But this isn't fiction. In the real world, it's happening all the time. A lizard regrowing a whole limb. That's one of nature's most incredible tricks. And that trick, that superpower, is exactly what scientists are trying to figure out how to give to us.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. 40 to 50 days, that's it. And from nothing, a whole new limb, bone, muscle, nerves, the whole shebang is just rebuilt. Can you imagine if our bodies could do that after a serious injury? It would change, well, absolutely everything.
And look, this isn't just some sci-fi dream. There's a real scientist, Dr. Seo Keywords, who's basically leading the charge on this. He and his team are on this mission to find the on switch for our body's own healing powers we might not even know we have. And their goal isn't just to slow aging down. No, they're going for the big one. They want to reverse it.
So, to even get started on something this huge, you've got to do one thing first. You have to totally flip your perspective on what aging even is. The most important step? We have to stop thinking of it as this unstoppable force, and instead, start seeing it as a disease that, just maybe, we can treat.
And hey, this isn't some wacky, out-there idea. We're talking about the World Health Organization here. They've actually classified aging as a disease. Think about what that means. Just that one little shift in thinking throws the doors wide open. Suddenly, we're not just talking about managing the symptoms of getting old, we're on the hunt for a cure.
Okay, so how on earth does this work? Dr. Keywords' team says it's kind of like a recipe. And whether you're a lizard regrowing a tail or potentially a human healing, you need the same 4 key ingredients. Let's get into it.
All right, ingredient number 1. You need a trigger, some kind of signal that tells the body, okay, go time. Number 2, you need stem cells. Think of these as the master building blocks, the raw materials you're going to build with. 3, energy, and not just a little, a ton of energy to power this massive construction project. And last but not least, you need the right environment for all this magic to actually happen. Now, in lizards, when you mix all those ingredients together, you get this thing called a blastema. It's like the ultimate biological construction site, a command center right at the wound, just packed with stem cells and oxygen. So the billion-dollar question for scientists is, can we get our bodies to do that? Can we create a human blastema?
And this is where we get to the real breakthrough. It's kind of wild, actually. It's this clever trick, a paradox, really. Scientists figured out how to use both more oxygen and less oxygen to basically fool the body into healing itself.
The whole process is called hyperbaric oxygen therapy, or HBOT for short. So what happens is, patients go into this special pressurized chamber and they breathe pure 100% oxygen. This just floods their bloodstream with it, causing oxygen levels to go through the roof. It's like supercharging your entire body with the fuel it needs to repair itself.
And the effect, wow. Just look at this. With every single session, the body's production of stem cells, remember, our master building blocks, it doesn't just go up a little, it explodes. You could see it right here. By the time you hit session 20, the body is just an absolute factory for these healing cells.
But here's the crazy part, the paradox I was talking about. The real magic isn't just the super high oxygen level. It's what happens after. It's the drop. When you come out of the chamber and your oxygen goes back to normal, your body kind of freaks out. It interprets that sudden drop as, whoa, we're losing oxygen, we're in trouble. That state is called hypoxia. And that false alarm, that's the trigger we were looking for.
So this false alarm, this hypoxia trigger, it kicks off a process called angiogenesis. Fancy word, but it just means the body starts building new blood vessels. It thinks there's an emergency, so it's like, quick, build more highways to get oxygen and nutrients where they need to go. And by doing that, it creates the perfect, supercharged environment for healing and, yes, regeneration.
Okay, this science is amazing, but it's all just theory, right? So what does this actually look like when you apply it to real people? Well, the results, honestly, they're pretty mind-blowing.
Let me tell you about a 64-year-old woman who survived a stroke. I mean, the damage was severe. She couldn't move the left side of her body, she couldn't speak. But after 14 months of this therapy, brain scans started showing something incredible. Her brain was healing. And pretty soon she started walking again. She started talking again.
Or how about this one? A school teacher, 51 years old, had an accident that was so bad she couldn't work for 12 long years. After the therapy, she didn't just feel a little better. She recovered so much that she went right back to her university and started teaching again. This isn't just patching people up, it's giving them their lives back.
And it's not just for these huge life-altering injuries. It's also about pushing back against that mental decline, that memory loss that, let's be honest, kind of scares all of us. There was a 65-year-old CEO, a really sharp guy, but he noticed his memory was just slipping. He used to be able to remember a string of 20 random numbers, no problem, but it got to the point where he was struggling to remember just 11.
So he goes through the therapy. And afterwards, he could remember all 20 numbers again. Just like that. His memory was back to its peak. See, he didn't just put the brakes on the decline. He actually turned back his cognitive clock.
So, what does this all mean? Where are we heading with this? This isn't just a new treatment. We're talking about a complete shift in how we approach medicine, moving away from just patching things up and towards true regeneration. So what could that future actually look like for you and me?
So here's the bottom line. By using this really clever oxygen trick, we're figuring out how to hack our own biology, how to unlock the incredible healing engine that's already inside of us. We're learning to command our own stem cells, to grow new supply lines, and to literally rebuild ourselves from the inside out. Our organs, our minds, everything.
And that leads us with one last huge question. We started this whole thing talking about a lizard's superpower, right? And now we're looking at real-life examples of people reversing brain damage, rewinding their memory. So if we can already do that, what comes next? What's waiting for us just around the corner?